Bankruptcy is an uncomfortable subject for a variety of reasons. The most obvious is the potential havoc it can wreak on your finances. Running a close second is the negative stigma which is attached to the process. Hello, my name is Trace Miller, and I am your host of Tips and Epiphanies from 3 in the morning. There are two consumer debt reliefs, or bankruptcies. One is a Chapter 13, and the other is a Chapter 7. For those that do not know the difference between the two, it is simple. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy is where they take all your debt and roll it up and flush it. A Chapter 13 bankruptcy is where they take all your debt and have you pay it back a restructured amount, maybe 25%, and they have you pay it back anywhere from 3 to 5 years. By the way, a Chapter 13 will only let you acquire new debt with the court's approval during the repayment process. Bankruptcy becomes a viable option for someone who is underwater in terms of cash flow. In other words, when a person has more money going out each month than coming in, bankruptcy should be considered if no reversible possibility of this negative cash flow is within sight. The longer someone waits to explore a viable option available, the more serious his or her situation becomes. For many homeowners in the middle of being underwater with their cash flow, speaking to a qualified mortgage professional is a good idea. An experienced loan officer can objectively look at your finance and help you determine if restructuring your mortgage would not only help but possibly alleviate the possibility of a bankruptcy. If bankruptcy is the only option, seek out a reputable bankruptcy attorney. A qualified mortgage specialist can provide references as he or she works with professionals on a regular basis. Reliable references are essential in this case because experienced professionals greatly increase the odds of a successful bankruptcy experience. It's just that simple. When filing for bankruptcy, be completely honest and accurate regarding every aspect of your financial situation. This includes changes to your income, which may occur throughout the process. Bankruptcy is a federal procedure adjudicated by a judge and scrutinized by representatives who coordinate with the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the IRS. Let me share with you some additional steps that you can use to make the bankruptcy process as painless as possible. Save all your paperwork regarding your bankruptcy and keep it organized. This will prove beneficial after your bankruptcy, and you will have all the pertinent information in one place. Also, be sure to write down your discharge date. It's surprising how many people forget to do this. Establish a household budget. You can accomplish this in many ways, as there are many inexpensive computer programs that will do an excellent job. Throughout the bankruptcy, do your best to live below your means and save as much money as possible. You never know what you may need it for once the process is completed. Be prepared to get a barrage of junk mail. There will be sharks on the loose, and they will be hoping to capitalize on your need for credit. Also, let me share with you some tips for rebuilding your credit. If you must buy a car, focus on transportation as opposed to style. Buy an inexpensive car and try to get a loan for it. It's a good idea to figure out what your budget allows in terms of dollars first. This means obtaining financing prior to looking for the car. Second, get a secured credit card. Secured credit cards allow for the cardholder to deposit a set amount of money into an account, thus establishing the spending limit of the card. Missed payments will result in deduction of the account. Some of the cards will also reward responsible borrowers by upping the limit without an additional deposit. Some will even convert the account to a traditional credit card. Be wary of offers of easy credit or cards which ask you to call a 900 number, as you will be charged for the call. And finally, you want to meet with a mortgage professional who has resources to pull your credit, and after pulling your credit, can run it through a what-if simulator to see how to fix your credit. And finally, can follow through with the ability to do a rapid rescore for the purpose of moving your credit score past certain credit thresholds. While it does take time, there is definitely life and credit after bankruptcy. Mortgage lenders who can provide FHA financing can usually lead you to home ownership within 12 months of a Chapter 13 and 24 months of a Chapter 7. Regardless of whichever one meets your financial goals the closest, the trick is to get help and advice you need from a professional whom you like and trust. I know that there's lots of things you could be watching, but we do thank you for watching Tips and Epiphanies from 3 in the morning. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.